Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT, and it looks like November update is definitely arrived in GT Sport. So, looks like it's finally here because this is going to be a version update on 1.29. So, let's go and check out some cool stuff that we want to see aboard. So, looks like 9 additional cars is now joining in board. So, looks like we have the Jaguar E-Type Coupe 1961. That's the number 1, definitely become fully premium. And here's the number 2 is the Ferrari GTO from Gran Turismo 6. And then number 3, for the very first time to have the Subaru Impreza 22B STi version 1998 with a fully detailed interior view to be seen. Very perfect to have the Impreza to join in for the race sports. And fourth is the Mini Cooper S 2005. Glad that this is definitely the number 2 that we need for the Mini brand manufacturer board. And also 3 Super GT500 from the 2008 is the Honda Epson NSX, Lexus Petrons Tom's SC430, and the Nissan Tsunabe Nismo GTR. Good thing that 3 Group 2 cars is now ready to join in with the 2016 Super GT500 race cars. So this is going to be quite awesome for having more GT500 race cars with the different year sports. And then next up is the Maserati Gran Turismo S 2008. And finally is the Pagani Zonda R 2009. Very cool to have all the 9 cars to be able to quite available to us for it. And also, the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix layout is now added into Gran Turismo Sport for the very first time. Well, maybe most of you guys have already remembered to play Forza Motorsport 3 featuring this track, but man, hope you guys have already remembered that track because this is going to be quite good to race on this course again, and also for us as Gran Turismo players that we should try this track out. This is going to be cool to see it in for it. And there are 2 new events that's been added to the GT League. There's the Mini Challenge and the Red Bull X 2014 Nations Cup. Oh man, looks like X 2014 standard race car will be able to race just like having the Nations Cup in sport mode. But this time, racing in the GT League is going to be very excited to race on in for it. And also that the Fuji International Speedway is added into the circuit experience. That will be quite good to bring out which vehicle it is. So probably might be the only guess to know it. And also that the Optimum Leaves photo scenes has definitely now added in for it. So definitely we also have some Optimum Leaves from last year. So it looks like there might be more for it. Now, looks like this is going to be quite good to go in for it. Now, let's just go into the brand central to check out some new ride sports. So there might be available on Europe and Asia Pacific. So I might be able to go and buy some good stuff for it. But don't worry, still got enough credits left because I might be able to save it for a historic race car to have a daily workout complete. So, looks like the Jaguar E-Type Coupe 1961 is now finally become fully detailed in GT Sport. Hope this is going to be quite good to see on the inside view board because this is going to be quite British-tastic board. So this is very good looking detailed view because this is old school style board. Now, looks like this will be able to check on this color sports. So I kind of think that there are a lot of available colors will be able to up in total, so I might be able to count. So I kind of think that it is 17 colors to be available to buy this E-Type Coupe board. So looks like this is gonna be one awesome British board. So maybe I might be able to go with the British Racing Green because this will be quite suited for this Jaguar. Now, this will also take seconds to load because this is going to be quite awesome to have all the 9 new additional cars to be ready up for it. Well, maybe I might be able to try out the 2008 Super GT race cars, but it's always important for me to save a lot of credits to buy some historic race car sports, but it's definitely important. But looks like it only costs 170,000 credits, so maybe this is definitely a semi-expensive board, so this will be able to buy using credits, so this might be able to get a little bit first try to see it. Okay, first car of the November update is now quite added in. Good to be on board E-Type. Now, next up that might be able to go is the Mini Cooper. So this will be on Germany. So this is going to be good. The 2005 Mini Cooper is now added in board because this is going to be quite good to see it in board. But it only has, maybe there's only 12 colors board, so maybe I might be able to give it a little bit count. So there's electric blue, chili red, solid gold, liquid yellow, British racing green metallic, hyper blue metallic. That's definitely quite good name to have the title board. Well, yeah, definitely it has 11 colors for the Mini Cooper, so looks like maybe the British racing green might be very good. So maybe this will be able to go with the chili red. So this is going to be quite good to have a cheap amount of credits to be able to buy this car. But I kind of think that it was the FF car to be able to have this board. So definitely mention it. So the E-Type is an N300 in category division, and the Mini Cooper is the N200. So this is going to be quite giving a little bit recommend for it. Okay, so looks like Pagani is now added in on the brand central along with the Maserati. Oh man, this is going to be good to see some new stuff, to be able to have new brands to be able to quite going in for it. Now, looks like the GTO is very highly expensive, so it costs 1,850,000 credits. So this is going to be quite good for the 1984 sports car. So it only has one color, is the Rosso Corsa, because this is going to be quite good to have one color available for it, because this vehicle style is the hidden headlights. Very good premium car for the Ferrari boards. So this is going to be quite good that I might be able to save this later on board. Now next up is the Pagani. Good thing Pagani brings out the Zonda R, because this is going to be quite good. So there will be more Pagani models like the Hyperion and the Zonda, because Zondas are definitely quite very good standard supercars since Gran Turismo 3. So looks like they already bring out is the Zonda R model 2009. So the car class is becoming a Group X, so this is going to be quite good for having a one-make race for the Zonda R vehicle sports. So maybe there's only one color available, is the carbon fiber with the yellow side stripes in it. That might be able to see it in board, but in which this may cost 1,800,000 credits, so I'll make sure I'll get this car later on soon. Now, good thing Maserati is now on board in GT Sport. Excellence through passion. That's a pretty good tagline for the car brand board. So good thing that the Maserati Gran Turismo S 2008 is definitely now added in board. So good thing that M400 sports car is now quite perfectly matched for it. So it only has a lot of few colors to be available to be chosen by pick. So maybe let's just go on the studio scenes and let's pick a color to choose for it. So looks like this is going to be quite good to have this car to be able to make with a Mazda Rarity board. Well, I know this is going to be a My Little Pony library design board, so it will be able to get set up until I might be able to have this car board. So looks like Gringo Touring is definitely quite good colored board, so this will be able to buy with using the credit. Good to have the Gran Turismo S to be able to have this race to get ready. Now, looks like I might be able to keep this. Okay, so looks like new cars on Europe is done. So looks like it's time to go on Asian Pacific to see some Super GT race cars. So Nissan, Honda, and Lexus is now quite going in for making the new mark for it. And I'll make sure I'll be able to have the Subaru Impreza right after this. So looks like first up, taking one quick visit on Nissan, and looks like Group 2 for the 2008 Autoback Super GT for the Nissan Xnavi-Nismo GTR is going to be quite going in for a Group 2 new set. So I kind of think like the Moto AUTEC GTR. So the Xnavi-Nismo GTR is definitely the very first generation model of the Nissan GTR. So this is going to be quite given the differences of the body style model boards. But it only costs 800,000 credits, and well, same thing like the 2016 race car. So let's just gonna see that there's one color available to see. So looks like there's only have one color for the original 2008 Super GT race cars, but the 2016 also has two colors with name on it, so that might be able to guess which one of the same colors are you gonna go with. Well, I kind of think that we just always miss these good rides back in GT5 and GT6. This is going to be quite good to be able to have the original Super GT race cars to get ready to go. So I might be able to hold on the credits, so I might be able to go penniless. And looks like Honda Epson NSX is definitely now marked in on the Honda brand board, so same thing as the Group 2 category, same thing like this one. So looks like this is the second gen model of the Honda NSX. Good thing that maybe you guys really want the Japan Grand Touring cars from the previous Gran Turismo games that might be able to be in as Group 2 cars. So well, I kind of think that this will be able to have different kinds of GT500 race cars by generations years for it. But good thing that the 2008 NSX model is definitely given the best original for it. So differences of the NSX, because the third generation is the Concept GT in 2016, and the NSX from the 2008 that might be able to become one of its most finest popular use. But before in 2012, the NSX is definitely replaced by the HSB 010. Well, that will be able to be marked categorized as Group 2 for the HSB. But I kind of think that there's only one color yet available for it, because that will be able perfectly used for the NSX GT500 to be used as variants to see which of your favorite libraries from the GT500 class. So I'll just make sure I'll save a lot of credits if I reached up to 20 million or more. That will be able to do it. So next up is Lexus. Good thing that SC430 GT500 is now Experience Amazing for it. So differences of the models for it, because the Tom's SC430 is definitely one of the most GT500 race cars back in 2008, and later on before the RCF joined Sin to be categorized as a GT500. Well, for some of the Lexus fans who likes the SC430, because good thing that the Petronas Tom's library is going to be quite going in to be perfectly marked for it. So the 2008 Super GT500 race cars is now perfectly used for only 3 cars to be able to suit with 3 different exclusive libraries will be able to have as variants. Good thing everybody have already set up for it. That will be quite giving an exact replica from the original since GT5 and GT6. So Looks like this is going to be giving you a little bit of quick save for it. I'll just make sure I'll be able to buy one of the 3 Super GT500s in 2008. Now, moving on over to Subaru. And looks like Subaru Impreza is now competent to be able to have an import. So, looks like 50,000 credits is going to be a good price for the Impreza 22B STi version. So this is going to be quite excellent to see the good premium detail view for the very first time. So looks like this is going to be quite very good, in case this is going to be quite genuine for having this old school retro style JDM sports car to be able to race imports. Well, speaking of which, maybe we should have more Imprezas in GT Sports, so every Subaru fans think that this is going to be perfect to have the Impreza crew to be able to be join imports. So there's only one color available, is the Sonic Blue Micra, because this is going to be quite good for only one color to buy. But looks like I might be able to accept that vehicle to collect an import, and looks like this is going to be quite good to see the Impreza to be able to race imports. Good thing the N300 is perfect to be able to suit it on the tarmac and on the rally dirt courses. Okay, looks like all the new stuff will be able to be added import, so well, no new cars from America will be able to join the import. Probably next update will be able to have the Corvette CR1 C6 models will be able to join import. Now let's just go and take a good look on the GT League. Well, I'll make sure I might be able to get back in later on board. So looks like the mini challenge is now ready to join import. Mini fans have united. This is definitely quite good for a British compact car, because this is going to be quite good for a one-make race. Now, definitely there's some few new additional rounds on the Group 4 Cup, so maybe I might be able to check it in for it. So, Fuji Speedway in Barcelona is now quite added in by 2 new rounds for it. So this is going to be quite good, because it takes a lot of patience to have all these new stuff to join in for it. And also the Boxer Spirit have added 2 new rounds for it, and looks like the Red Bull X 2014 Nations Cup is now going to be quite perfect. Well, I'm still waiting around to continuing on for the nostalgic 1979, but I'll make sure I'll have to endure it much longer to continue on to the GT League. And also, Porsche Cup is now added in on the Barcelona track as well. This is going to be quite perfect to have another Porsche racing event on the Spanish track. So this will be able to idolize for a while. Now, looks like let's just go and check on the circuit experience, and this will be able to have the Fuji Speedway to be added in for it. Yep, I kind of think that same 4 stages like the Red Bull Ring, and probably other tracks has definitely the 4 stages for it. Now, this will be able to have the 2 of them to be able to get started with. But so much to do. Got a lot of cool stuff to be able to try it out for it. Now, looks like Optimum Leaves is very perfectly to add another one for it. But good thing that the season of fall is definitely quite good, that the leaves have perfectly turned yellow. Well, definitely the ones from last year was definitely quite enjoyable if you love it to see all the leaves falling in for it. So, looks like there might be from the Inyo National Forest. I kind of think that this is going to be quite cool. So, it's definitely in California, because a lot of good leaves with yellow for it that might be perfectly for the season of fall to be able to go in for. Now, looks like it's time to get ready to go, and let's try on the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. Good thing that this only has few conditions to be available for it, so this is definitely excited for the very first time for it, since most of you guys have enjoyed this track on Forza Motorsport series. But this time in GT Sport, you'll be able to bring your favorite kind of car, will be able to try it out on the track. But in case that you already did, because this is going to be a perfect opportunity for us to have this Spain track to be able to go in for it. Now, looks like I might be able to choose a different condition time for it, so maybe let's go for the daytime. That means that will be very good for a clear afternoon sky sport. So, looks like I might be able to go and choose a car that might be able to do it in for it. Okay, now looks like it's time to bring out my Corvette C7 for a spin. Well, unfortunately I might be able to get started for it, so looks like I might be able to do maybe 9 laps, or maybe let's go with 10 laps, so this will be able to have the Group 3 to be able to race with. So I might be able to have a lot of daily workouts to get started. So it looks like other changes is definitely quite going on for it. I kind of think that the penalty system is going to be on in sport mode. Well, maybe you guys have already checked on GT Planet, because this is going to be quite very good to see it in, to have some more stuff to be able to have it in for it. Now, let's just go and get started for it, because let's try out on Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. Well, maybe unless I might be able to have a time trial fast lap after I'm racing with the Group 3 race cars. We'll be able to get started after this. But this will be able to get pretty much excited for having this update to bring in for it. Now take a look at this new track, you guys. Good thing Barcelona is the home of Spain, and this is where the racing begins for any kind of car class will be getting in for it. But look at this fine environment cutscenes to be able to see it in for it. Now that was very good to be able to have this track to be able to have as a Grand Prix layout. Well, there's a lot of different specific types of track layouts to be able to go in for it. So definitely on the left course is the school course, which is a small track for beginners that will be able to get to know all the basics to be able to use it in on the beginners league. And maybe on the other part of the track, that which is that also to has the hairpin corner will be able to go by the start of the first corner. That will be able to use as a compact circuit. And definitely Grand Prix layout is definitely the full course. That will be able to get pretty excited for having a lot of good set for it. So this will be able to recognize all these specific kinds of course layout corners to be able to get everything set up for it. So it looks like Grand Prix layout is definitely quite very good for having a bigger challenge to get ready to go, because this is going to be a good view to be able to take a look for it. Now let's go and let's get everything ready up. First race on Circuit de Barcelona, and this is going to be quite going pro for. Now this time I'll be able to have 10 laps on the track, because this will be able to be very perfectly well for it. You're saying the pit stop cutscene is going to be quite comically different. Now we're just going to go over on the first turn. Now entering the school circuit section. This will have to get a little bit better to stay on the third gear. Well, I kind of think how many minutes does it take to race on Barcelona track, well, maybe my guess, I might be able to choose for the Group 3 race cars to race with. That will be quite comically well to extend a lot of time. Okay, stay on it. Now exiting on the school circuit. Now going in on the compact session corner. Man, a lot of spectators are coming along to see this race course. Now, this will be able to hang on. Fortunately, putting up the racing super soft tires might be putting on board. That might be quite getting a little bit better to have a center race to go in. Okay, so the race time definitely takes on for a single lap for only 2 minutes. So this will be able to get a little bit important thing to do. So here comes the last corner of the chicane. Definitely this is going to be the hard part. Okay, going in on the final turn and then goes on the long straight. Okay, so it looks like it's time to get switched up onto the interior view to see how the handling effect might be turned out to be. Well, looks like this will get a little bit safety on for getting a little assist to switch up the TCS gear. Okay, very good. Just gonna make an attempt to pass on the Lamborghini Huracan. Now, looks like this is gonna be good for 6th place. I'm coming in for it. Just like playing Forza Motorsport 3, you guys. And now, this is very different. Just like that, you just already watched the live stream from the Gran Turismo TV on YouTube. This will be able to have this track to be quite very good on the debut to be able to be seen. Now, this will be able to get very concentration on the corners that I might be able to recognize with. This is going to be getting a little bit tougher to get a little bit challenging for it. Dirt laps on the way. This will get pretty much faster to be able to zone in for it. Now, looks like I have to keep an eye on the fuel map. This is going to have to get a little bit important to check on the percentage of the fuel left. Remaining laps might be able to go 454. Now, this will be a little bit increased by 1. Okay, 4.3 remains. I hope the 2 BMW M6 is really excited for having a new track to go in for it. That will be very challenging for it since other race series for it. Okay, 7-second gap might be closing in for it. Now, looks like this is going to be good for attempting the pass while taking on the apex to fall in. Perfect. get a little bit closer pass on the Nissan GTR. Better have that gear to be able to adjust it more. Okay, very good. Always gonna have to stay on the apex to be able to get a little bit perfect corner master for it. This will give it a little bit better technique to seat it in for it. Okay, so it looks like only half a gallon left. Well, maybe I might be able to have some repairs, so I could probably go over to the pit. This will be able to get a little bit better to have that front bumper issue repaired. Cover on the issue of the magazine ports. Alright, now looks like pit out and looks like on 19th place. Good thing that might be getting a little bit earlier time to get started up on the halfway point. So let's continue the race. Good thing that this will give a little bit beat down music will also to get a little bit helpful to make me a little comeback. Maybe this time, good thing putting up braking stop tires will be able to get a little help. Because I really guess that this will be perfect for having a Group 3 endurance series. This might be able to have a to-do list. Now, looks like coming in for a little bit step closer. Make pass on the ST1 Vision GT Group 3. Okay, here we go. Now this will be able to get pretty much concentration to be able to avoid getting bumper damage to take the chicane on the last part. And better have to watch out. Try not to spin out anything because that will ruining by decreasing the SR rating attempt. Now looks like perfect time to get a little bit straight up ahead to get a little bit closer. Now only got 19 seconds distance away, and this will be going right on the head. Okay, going in. Make a single pass on Ford GT, followed by the R3F GT3 prototype. Okay, that was definitely a messed up attempt. Okay, looks like still got a lot of chance to do. I can still got this for it, folks. This will have to do it. Now, looks like going back on the same position as usual. Okay, take a little inside pass and then catch up to the Nissan GT-R. Okay, looks like 2 BMW M6 is definitely doing okay for it. Now, looks like gonna have to take a little pass. Now, let's go for a 10-second gap distance up ahead. This will also have to take only last for 3 laps left. Just only got a few more specific turns to get a little bit closer in for it. Better as the mastered all the corners to be able to do a little bit perfect. That will get a little bit much fine advantage to have this on the circuit experience. Okay, don't want to get a little spin out on the hairpin line corner. Need some extra space to get in for it. Okay, looks like a minute and 150 seconds during the fast time. Well, also might be able to keep a check on it, which is going to have to be seen on under 50 seconds for a minute. This might be very good and important to see all these times. Might be going in the lead, and looks like Corvette is now going to be in first place in the lead for it, folks. Perfect daytime and perfect Group 3 race to get ready to go and get everything started. Okay, important tip whenever you're used to chicane. Better to make a little hard turn before you're going into the pits. That might be the easy way to get there. So I'm just letting the 2 BMW M6 to go in and have a pit stop time for it. Now, looks like I might be able to use 1 pit stop remaining, so looks like don't need to do the second one for it. Now, looks like let's go and have my Corvette to win, and this will give a better chance to fulfill its greatest racing chance of glory on the Barcelona track. Okay, other Group 3 cars coming in for it, only by 2. Well, I hope the M6 and the Rockin' Horse Motorsport is definitely coming back for more. Well, sometimes expert race cars always gets a little strong chance of advantage to do it. Now, this will have to go in for it. Just gonna take one last chance for a single lap until the final lap comes in for it. Okay, looks like 16 minutes since the race starts. This is gonna be quite very perfectly to see how it goes. Now, looks like very good for the hairpin corner to be used for the Grand Prix layout. Okay, here we go. Just gonna have to get a little bit of dived in obstacle course to get in for it. Good thing that this part of the track can also to get a little bit very challenging to see it. Last lap. This is gonna be a double or nothing chance. This is gonna be quite good to have it in for it, folks. Now, let's see what I do when I got to do my best. The green part is definitely quite giving a little bit of assist support when driving on each specific vehicle to go on tougher corners to be able to help. Now, good thing that this is going to be quite good for the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya track for it. So maybe the next one that Cotia is here, it's going to be the next one on the December update, or probably the January 2019 update to be able to determine. Everybody always wants the classic Gran Turismo track to be in GT Sport. That would be quite very perfect to see how it goes. Now, looks like gap distance coming in a little bit shorter. Just gonna do my best to get everything wind up in first place. Yeah, important tip. Whenever having a late braking corner, that's going to be a hard thing that you might be able to have an early braking point. This will have to get very messed up for it. Otherwise, that will be able to be putting in any other position placed by it. Now, looks like getting a little bit bumpy here. Come on, just get a little bit there. Okay, looks like this is going to be a little bit closer neck on neck. Almost a little bit bumper to bumper, and first place for my Corvettes. Very good to have that Barcelona track to get pretty started. Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya is now ready to have a full-on category race to be able to choose it in for it. Man, this track is very awesome. I like it. That track is amazing for us. So, looks like the first place earnings is going to be quite good. So this is perfect for 61,800 credits. So this will have to get it in for it. And looks like taking 10 laps means daily workout finish. Well, I really hope this Spanish track is going to be quite perfect for the F1 cars to be able to race in for it. Now, good thing that Group 3 race is done. Now let's see which vehicle should I get from the daily workout for it. I hope this is going to be quite good to see which vehicle is going to be the usual. Oh, sweet Lamborghini Aventador. Perfect on the list. This will be very good. Now, let's just go and get everything begin for having a time trial board. Well, I kind of think having a time trial race will be able to be perfectly for the Lewis Hamilton F1 car from 2017. So maybe let's go with the afternoon time, so maybe I might be able to grab the Mercedes F1 car. So this is going to be quite perfect for a race. Now, looks like let's see how the fast lap time can go for it, because this is going to have to be very important to have the other recommended cars to be able to set up with. Now, I hope this is going to be quite good to get a little bit better, to have the inside turns to get a little bit better for it. Okay, looks like afternoon time is going to be good. No spectators here. Now, let's go and get everything begin. Well, maybe this will be able to have the better fast lap time for it. Now, looks like I might be able to change to third person. Maybe on the hood view we'll be able to do it better, but this is going to have to get a little bit efficient and improved. Okay, let's do it, and let's see how the fastest lap time is going to be quite good, like Lewis Hamilton did when he's racing on the Barcelona track in F1. Okay, that's getting a little bit messed up for it. Maybe just only for 2 laps, and maybe that's it. That was pretty good turn. Well, Scoop circuit layout is definitely quite challenging for it, so this might be getting a little bit better chance, and well, part of the compact course is going to be quite tougher to see it in for it. Okay, perfect mark on the double cone, and stay on the second gear. We'll be able to get a little bit important gear check on it. Okay, looks like 1 minute and 34 seconds. That's definitely the default lap time for it, so let's just go and make a better fast lap. But this time, this is going to be very perfect for having the F1 car to go and make a good lap time for it. Okay, be focused, stay on the inside is going to be the best part. Very good. Very good corner technique he's made. Okay, do not switch back to 1. Stay on the 2. Okay, looks like perfect fast lap time for it. 1 minute and 31.620 seconds. This is going to be quite good for having the fastest efficient lap time for it. Now, looks like I might be able to time to slow down for it. So maybe let's just check on the replay for it. Okay, this is going to be very good. So looks like I might be able to take some small earnings and get a little bit checked in for it. Now, let's just check on the replay and see how it turns out. Hope this might be very good to have this fast time to see it in for it. Now, maybe I might be able to skip the replay part where the mistakes happen. Now, just gonna see it again. Then, alright. there's the starting point. I'm gonna set up the new fast lap time for it. Well, it depends that if you're gonna have to use the F1 car to see if it's gonna be comparing on Lewis Hamilton's best lap time on Barcelona. This will be able to get a little bit of comparison check, see if this is gonna be quite good and probably well match the same for it. Well, maybe F1 fans always loved the Barcelona track. Was definitely quite home to for the Spain people who really wants F1 race cars to be able to race on the track. Okay, looks like this is going to be quite very good to see it. Well, I think that the replay is going to be quite very good and different to see it in for it. So, looks like players with comparison views can also want to have the Barcelona track in GT Sport to be able to see the differences on Forza Motorsport series. Well, I kind of think this track is very brand new to the Gran Turismo franchise because this is very perfectly to have the track over to the game for it. Now, this is going to be quite good for F1 cars to race in on the Spanish Racetrack. I think this is going to be very perfectly to have this endurance race for it. Well, I kind of think that was a pretty good replay run for it. So I'll make sure I might be able to save this part until in case if you really want to watch it again. Feel free if you want to see the replay part because I'll make sure I'll be able to upload it, the next one for it. Now, I really guess that today is Tuesday for mileage exchange. Well, I really guess that might be the right time to buy some green colors for it. Good thing that the color shift is very good for yellow, green, green too. I'll just accept the offer to buy it. And also the yellow black mate is going to be quite very good. Now, I kind of think there's unpurchased rims is never seen it here for you. Well, I'll just make sure I'll be able to get ready to wrap this up for it. November update is the best for bringing out the Spanish Grand Prix racetrack, Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya. That was very good to be able to be raced on for it. And most of the Forza fans have really enjoyed the Spanish Grand Prix track layout, and this is going to be quite good. So, looks like it's definitely welcome to the Barcelona track to Gran Turismo Sport, because this will be able to pretty excited for everyone to be able to race on for it. This will be able to have a 100% like on the track, very perfectly for F1 cars. That will give it much better to do it. And also any other car class like Group 3, like I'm going to have for a 10-lap race, this is going to be quite good to have a better race to do it in for it. Well folks, glad that you really enjoyed this video of the November update. And I hope you like it to enjoy to see some new stuff. And also the track itself will be introduced to it. So, thanks for watching. And before at the end of this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And also the links on the description below if you want to see more. And that will be quite very interesting if you want to see some cool stuff that's coming to get some best experience with boards. So I'll see you guys next time for for the next update on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing.